It's kind of funny. I think last year we were lucky a lot of times just for race day. The sun would come out or it wouldn't. It'd stop raining a little bit, but it had been wet all weekend, so the courses were still pretty muddy. So yeah, a lot of people were saying I sucked in the mud, and I definitely used to suck in the mud. I think the first time I went to Champéry, I was scared just to ride down the hill and crashed in qualifying and flipped way down the hill and got disqualified in a big old show. So it was yeah, I don't know. You know, it's something I've tried to get used to, and I think last year I won a lot of races in the wet, and Champéry was the only one that I think people remember as being wet because it was just raining so hard during the race, and that wasn't really a rain-related mistake I made. It was just a weird crash, and I had a good run going up until then. So it was, yeah, I don't know. It's been all right. I think I was hoping for some wet races this year, just so I could try to do good and shut some people up. But so far, Fort Williams, the only one's been wet this year, and that track's not really bad in the wet. Yeah, my race run at World Champs last year was going pretty good. It was, I felt good all weekend there. I think I had just a cruise qualifier run. I think I won by 5 seconds or something. So I knew if I could just kind of be solid in the finals that I'd put myself in a good spot to win or be really close to it, because it seemed like it was one of those days that if you could have a clean run that you could probably win, you know, with some good pace, because I thought everybody was going to be crashing, and that was the case except for Danny, and I ended up being one of those guys that crashed. So it was going good before the crash, just solid, not too many big mistakes, just trying to get down smooth, and then just kind of rode off the track. World Champs is same as every year, just have fun and try to win. It's funny, I mean, for me, I would like to win it for sure. I think mostly just because I won't have to hear people flap their jaws if I don't win it. But for me, World Champs is a fun kind of bonus race. I don't really get worked up for World Champs. I mean, I put the same amount of effort and intensity into racing there, and I want to win it just the same, but I'm usually way less nervous at World Champs because it's kind of it's just a one-day race, and for me the overall is, you know, the big goal for me. You know, you have to usually win multiple races and be consistent, and you know, that's the championship to me is the overall. So since I've got that wrapped up, I'm just gonna try to enjoy World Champs. It's a really unique, special, fun event every year, and I really like it. So yep, we definitely like to win, and but we'll see. It's what each person makes it out to be. I mean, like you just said, I think it's a lot harder to win and overall as far as being consistent and having to win races and stuff. And but World Champs is a hard race because it is just a one day, one time a year that you have to put it together. So I mean, each person maybe looks at it differently. For me, I know, you know, I'm used to motocross, I guess, where it's like you have a national or a supercross series, and whoever wins the series is the champion. You know, that's the biggest, the highest level of achievement. And then World Champs to me would just be like if they had a one-off race after the championship, and then they called that person the champion, and then the series winner like the overall series winner. And it's it doesn't really make sense, but it's a different sport, so I don't really argue with it at all. I still think it's you know, really cool race, and you know, mainly I think the fact is that you can call yourself a world champion, even though I think in my eyes you sort of are with the overall, but they don't give you that label. So I think to a lot of sponsors and a lot of people, being able to call yourself a world champion, even if they don't really even know what that means, is you know, the highest level of any sport, obviously. So I think that's why World Champs is you know, viewed that way, is that you can actually say you're a world champion, whereas like I won the overall, and if you said you're a world champion, even though you would probably be considered the best in the world, you're not called a world champion. You'd be called a World Cup overall winner, which doesn't sound as sweet. So it's just a name, I think. But either way, it's a big race, and it'd be cool to win.